Hello, welcome to this DraftKings preview. We're going to be taking a quick look at the Arsenal versus Leicester game. If you are new around here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out. And let's get straight into it. So first things first, with DraftKings, we're going to be looking at those set piece takers who really set the floor and the base of our teams. So for Arsenal, we've got Nicolas Pepe, that left foot magician. Scored plenty of nice goals with the left foot, takes plenty of set pieces and free kicks. He doesn't have as much reign over the free kicks as the likes of James Maddison does for Leicester, another very, very good option there. But Pepe does take a fair amount of corners, especially that right-sided left swinging corner. Another few players to watch out for Arsenal. Saka might be taking corners if Pepe isn't playing, and also Ceballos does like a deep free kick as well. If Maddison doesn't play like we saw at the weekend, you could see any number of Leicester players picking up these set piece taking roles. Chilwell might take some of those left-sided ones. We saw Justin maybe picking up a few as well. But definitely these two guys, ones to look out for if they do start, and obviously we'll know if they start. So let's take a look at some of the selection. Okay, so taking a look at the slate between Arsenal and Leicester, and my word, you really can see how bad my hair is when it's this close up. So taking a look at the slate, we see that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is actually the most expensive player on the slate, going for 11,800. Just in behind that, we see James Maddison, likely, hopefully, to come back for this game. However, he was missed out at the weekend, although that was just slight niggles, slight knocks. We can expect to see him play for this week. And then obviously Pepe coming in just behind him, and Jamie Vardy getting a massive rebuff to the price. I don't know why he was so cheap last week, but yeah, Jamie Vardy once again coming in with that price boost, coming in at 10,200, and this is actually a very, very expensive slate. The main guys, sort of the top four guys, coming in between 12 and 10,000, tends to make it quite hard to build those very, very good teams, which means we'll have to be looking at down the slate to get those value players, and maybe missing out on one or two of the top guys, and really just trying to predict which team is going to win this. I think it'll be a reasonably cagey game. Arsenal have been a bit better in terms of form of late. I still don't think Leicester City actually played that well against Crystal Palace. I watched the game and Crystal Palace was poor rather than Leicester City being good, whereas Arsenal defeated a very good Wolves side. So maybe we could expect to see a victory here from Arsenal. Now, we scroll down a little bit and we find Bukayo Saka, a player who I've been very, very fond of on DraftKings throughout the season. However, previously he's been all the way down at sort of the 4,000 to 5,000 range. Now we're seeing him all the way up at 8,600. He did used to be considered as a defender. Now we're seeing him in that sort of midfield / forward role. It doesn't mean that he won't get many points. However, for 8,600, we're now considering him as a premium asset. And does he get a premium floor? Not particularly, unless he goes and gets an assist or scores, which he could well do. However, him being more expensive than Lacazette, when Lacazette is definitely more likely to score. In terms of a GPP, we'll be looking at Lacazette. Maybe if you're looking at sort of those head-to-head kind of games, then Bukayo Saka, more of a guaranteed kind of pick. Mark Albrighton playing for Leicester, he's likely to get himself on a few set pieces if he starts and Maddison doesn't. However, most likely we'll see Maddison start. But obviously, if he doesn't, we'll be able to tell. So it's not too big of a deal if he doesn't. Scrolling down a little bit, Iheanacho, a bit cheaper, 7,400. A player who will substitute in for Jamie Vardy. Very likely to see those two playing on the same pitch at the same time. Harvey Barnes, a player that I do like. The thing is about Arsenal is their defence aren't actually very solid. They have been a bit more solid over the last few games. However, I do like some of the lesser attackers because Arsenal just don't have that great of a defence. We scroll down a little bit, and we find the likes of Dani Ceballos, who's likely to get a few of those deep lying set pieces. 6,600, I do reasonably like that. We have seen him come in at the likes of sort of 5,400 before though, so maybe a little bit too much in terms of Dani Ceballos. But overall, this does seem like a pretty expensive slate, just generally. James Justin, a player for Leicester, I very much do like, a player who I feel definitely could go in the team. He offers a bit more of a premium in terms of the defence. However, in terms of value for money, he's probably one of the best players that I'm seeing on here. He's cheaper than Youri Tielemans, and he just gets bombing down that wing. We even see him cut in, like Ricardo Pereira likes to do as well, and take a few shots. He almost scored against Crystal Palace, and very well could do it this week as well. Definitely one to look out for. Schmeichel being a bit cheaper at 5,600. I don't mind goalkeepers being at this sort of range. It kind of tells you that this team have a bit of a chance But DraftKings are obviously predicting that Arsenal are going to win this game. So if you think Leicester are going to win this game and maybe even get a clean sheet, Schmeichel at 5,600, likely to face a few shots, and has a very good potential of winning this game because Leicester are actually sitting third right now and Arsenal are down at kind of 8th, 9th. But Arsenal are still favoured to win, obviously, here on DraftKings, so maybe you can take a bit of an advantage of that. Bellerin, a player, very, very attacking, likes to get down that wing. Kieran Tierney, a player I like over Bellerin, a bit more defensively minded, however, does like to bomb down that wing and get some crosses in as well. We're getting kind of to the cheaper end of things now, and we do have some pretty decent players here to actually consider for the cheap end. Xhaka, very likely to pick up a yellow card and fouls conceded. Definitely something to consider for him. However, if he doesn't do that, can actually get a good FPPG. That 4.0 FPPG is definitely hurt by the fact that he does get a lot of yellow cards and fouls conceded. Sonku, a very, very solid player, very good on the ball and likes to pick up a few tackles, even a couple of fouls drawn now and again. David Luiz, for me, don't even consider. He can score a goal. He can net you some big points. However, very likely to give away a penalty. We see him getting sent off against Manchester City, so it's kind of unlikely that he'll even start this game as well. And Ndidi, a player at 3,600 for Leicester. I do like that. He picks up a lot of tackles for Leicester. He's their main man in the midfield and really controls the tempo for them. So for 3,600, we could even see him popping up a few shots and could have a goal as well. So one I very much do like the look of. I think for this kind of slate, you're really going to be looking at sort of building around the likes of Maddison and Pepe. And if you're doing that, I kind of suggest that if you're going with Pepe, go with Aubameyang as well. If you're going with Maddison, go with Vardy as well. I'd very much commit to one side winning this game. Maybe try and get Maddison and Pepe in the same team. It will make our job a lot easier if Pepe doesn't actually play, and we knew that Saka would be on the set pieces. Same with Maddison. If Maddison doesn't play, the likelihood is Albrighton will get quite a few of their set pieces as well, which means you have much cheaper options to allow yourself to get players like Aubameyang and Vardy into your teams. But yeah, if you're going for the likes of Maddison, pair them up with Vardy and Barnes, and if you're going for Pepe, pair them up with Aubameyang and even Nikita or Bakary Saka as well. I kind of commit to one side a bit so that you know if they're doing well, your whole team is doing well. But yeah, other than that said, I hope you have enjoyed this little preview to the Arsenal versus Leicester game. Comment down below any suggestions that you have. If you're new around here, please subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you soon.